So that was by far the most important news in the North America front. So by 2026, we could actually be seeing a region that is no longer talking about silly, silly stuff. United was actually the way that it was presented, right? 2026, Mexico, Canada, the U.S. You could see that President Peña Nieto was overjoyed that this was going to happen. Victor Castro, welcome to the studio. So Mexico is going to be hosting its third World Cup. Of course, it's 10 games out of 80.
Yes.
Canada another 10, and then 60 in the U.S., correct?
Right. Agustin and Maria, good morning to everybody. And yeah, we woke up Wednesday morning with this news coming out from the FIFA Congress in Moscow, day before the World Cup. And this is joyful, you know. Mexico is going to be for the third time a host nation in the World Cup. In 1970, they were elected. In 1986, the host nation was supposed to be Colombia. But you know, all the political and internal problems they had there forced the FIFA to move the World Cup to another nation.
By
and Mexico was
By the way, Mexico was the first nation to host the World Cup twice. In 1986.
Yes, and Brazil and Germany, and in this past century.
You know, those who think that there is no link between politics and sports,
they don't know FIFA.
They don't know FIFA, and they don't know what this means, because this almost guarantees, despite Donald Trump, that this concept of North America is going to survive, because there's money behind it. People are saying, well, but that people aren't, you know, in the U.S. people aren't crazy about soccer. In fact, they're not at this World Cup. The U.S. team is not this World Cup. But money, there's a lot of money involved.
There's a lot of money. That's one of the main reasons this joint bid was elected, because around the world there was this concern about being in three nations. The only joint host nations to be in the World Cup were Korea and Japan in 2002. And that didn't work out that well for the FIFA, because it was a kind of a logistics problem, and the party and all the feeling for the World Cup was just spread it around two countries. But here it's totally different. It's like having a metropolitan area, but between countries, you know. And
it's going to be Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey.
And Monterrey here. But $14 billion is the expected revenue out of this World Cup, from which $11 billion go to FIFA. So they were, you know, they were competing against Morocco, which wanted to be the second nation in Africa to host the World Cup, and they were all the ingredients. But you know, the most important economic one, it was by far the best option.
Nobody's thinking about this, but people have to start requesting their visas to be able to travel to the United States during that for that World Cup. I mean, literally. And the United States is going to have to start. Well, no, but
we don't know that.
We don't know that.
Even if he reelects himself, he's going to be 1 year
President
shy.
Ivanka is going to be very kind to us.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, what starts happening now?
Yeah. What do we look at?
We gotta remodel Estadio Azteca, because it's like the grandpa for the stadium. They defined it that way on Wednesday. Great grandpa, because it's gonna be, you know, Pelé was a world champ here, Maradona was a world champ here. So we'll see. Maybe Mexico will be world champ in 2026.
Another one.
Absolutely.
I do believe in unicorns, and I do believe in Popocatépetl.
But they were just blown up this morning.
I do believe they're German, and tomorrow we're gonna...
Are we going to win tomorrow?
I don't know if we're going to win, but I think Mexico will not lose tomorrow's match.
10 a.m. Mexico versus Germany.
Yes, we start here in ADN40. We're going to be simulcasting with Azteca 7, el canal del Mundial. Since 9 a.m., you got all the information you need to know about the preview, the match, and the post-game.
So you know where to watch. Thank you so much, Victor.
Thank you so much.
Victor,
and we're almost done with today's English speaking language broadcast, but we cannot miss this week's most relevant news in cinema, music, entertainment. So, Gabriel, what do you have for us this week?
Pharaoh.
Thank you very much for having me this morning. If you believe in unicorns, you may like this story.